It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Monday morning on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Now, we're buzzing like bees on this World Bee Day. In case you didn't know, it is today. And we've learned all about the importance of saving the bee population and how it contributes to things like food security all around the world. And also learned how we can attract bees in our very own gardens. And now, we're going to be learning how to use these plants that we've planted in our gardens and the delicious honey that the bees produce in the kitchen for maximum medical benefit. And here to share more on that is tea sommelier and master blender Jessica Bonin. Great to have you here with
Thanks
us.
for having me.
Good morning.
Morning.
All right, so now that you have all these wonderful plants,
Yes.
what's the best way to use them in your kitchen?
Well, of course, being a tea sommelier, I would always suggest that making a herbal infusion to drink is better. So what's wonderful about these ones that we've got today is that they've got a lot of lemon flavor, very high in antioxidants, antiseptic, really good for colds and fevers, of course, for your immune system. And they pair really well in an actual hot beverage. Of course, you can use it to season your food and cook with as well, but tea is always optimal for me.
Excellent. All right, so take us through this particular tea blend. So do you call it a tea or do you call it an infusion?
You would call it an infusion.
An infusion.
Yes.
We're about to drink an infusion. Okay, what do we have?
So we've got some lemongrass, which is an antiseptic, so of course good for immune. Then we've got lemon balm, which is really good for colds and congestion. Then we've also got some thyme, but this is a particular lemon-flavored thyme. You get different kinds of thyme, also really good as an antiseptic. And then calendula, or most people know that as marigold. We've got it growing all over the garden. Then some ginger, which is really good for nausea and digestion, as well as sort of energizing you a bit. Some limes, you can also use lemon, very high in vitamin C.
Excellent.
And then, of course, some really good honey, which also really
blend
good
that
for
up. So you'd have your
Brilliant.
little pot of boiling water that you've just said. Go right ahead,
exactly.
please.
So some hot water, and then you're basically just going to add all the ingredients into hot water. This is about 800 mils of water.
Okay.
And you would usually use about a teaspoon of each per 400 mils of water.
Okay.
So this is about 2 teaspoons worth of each ingredient.
Yes, and then you let it kind of infuse there for how long before you...
Ideally, for a herbal infusion, so especially with fresh ingredients, what you're going to want is to probably steep it for about 5 minutes, but 3 minutes is also okay. It depends on the flavor that you want. But with these herbal ones, when you want to draw as much of the benefits as you possibly can, the longer you steep it, the better it's going to be.
Excellent. And then you're going to be adding the honey as the sweetener afterwards.
Exactly,
right?
yes.
Excellent.
And then, of course, honey is really good for your immune system too, so it's actually perfect. My mom used to feed me honey when I had a lot of chest infections as a kid.
Oh,
Just
wow.
straight honey
And
in a
that helped.
teaspoon, really helped for coughing at night, so... Yeah,
Excellent.
Really
I know
good.
some
It added
singers...
to all our herbal teas.
Yeah, some singers add it to their lemon tea as well, or lemon water to kind of soothe the voice if you've had a strenuous vocal exercise. But also, a lot of people are kind of, on the fence about using honey that is raw honey, real honey, versus the honey that's been diluted with some kinds of syrups. And I know that you have a way of testing whether it's real honey.
Yes,
or
we're going to give it an attempt.
Okay, please show me.
So
science experiment going down.
Yeah, let's see. Well, I mean, firstly, the fact that it's so nice and oozy is probably a good sign to start with.
Okay, cool.
This is going to get really messy.
Okay, cool.
So,
Don't waste it now. Just get it back in there. Oh my
well, you
goodness!
should eat
Oh, there we go. I'm gonna
there
just.
you go. So here's your vitamin shot for the day.
Boom.
So the idea is that. Also, the internet sensation says that real honey, if you sort of mix it, is going to actually take on certain shapes and not... there you can see it's actually starting to...
Okay.
Can you see how it's taking on these little lines? So that's actually an indication that it's real honey. If it's not real honey, it's going to start dispersing, because if it's sort of a sugar diluted with honey and all sorts of other things,
then the sugar would dissolve very quickly, and then it would lose its shape very quickly. So it kind of slowly moves.
Yes, so you can see it's taking on some shapes, and it's quite interesting. You see some shapes actually mimicking a honeycomb. So it's almost like
you
it's
can
in
even
its
see
genetics.
that. Look at this.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Amazing.
All right, and then I guess if you were to suggest other great ways in which we can use honey in our diets, what would you say quickly?
Sure. Tea is amazing. Put it on toast. I love it with peanut butter.
Yes, of course.
On toast. You can put it with your yogurt, cereals in the morning. Coffee, I always prefer. I mean, we always use honey instead of sugar with tea because it doesn't mask the flavor of the tea. It actually just gives sweetness, whereas sugar completely masks the flavor of tea. So
Wonderful.
Yeah,
Jessica
it's
Bonin,
good.
thank you very, very much. And of
it's a
course, you at home,
pleasure.
if you'd like to find out more about the importance of this day of commemoration, as well as the importance of the bee population and how you can help to save it, you can visit the website www.worldbeeday.org.